Good evening. This side Rahul Magan here is a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multinational headquartered group based out Singapore. We are a multinational hedge fund who take positions in US, Europe, Asia. Apart from that, we do take positions in other asset classes also. But like I did repeat it many times, we are a prop hedge fund. By prop hedge fund, I mean no third party can invest capital in our fund. You may be a venture capitalist, you may be a private equity, you may be a venture debt, or probably another hedge fund, but you cannot invest capital in our fund. Today, I would like to speak a very important topic called the real face of Indian startups. Because one thing which is very clear to me is the dislikes, count, views, subscribers, these things hardly matter. I love to cover the facts which I'm always covering. From 2018, I'm tracking the startups. When I'm using the word startups, I never say Indian startups, I mean to say the global startups. I remember very correctly that when Uber listed, it was 100 billion plus valuation company. 100 billion plus valuation company. Einstein, Edison, Newtons together cannot justify that. But anyways, time always justifies that. As we speak, it's around 2.5 years to Uber listing. Around 2.5 years to Uber listing. But still, Uber not been able to reach the issue price. Even after 2.5 years, Uber not been able to reach the issue price. And at the time of the listing, Uber valuation was near about $100 billion. And now Uber is trying to sell the India business, which means Uber India. Uber already sold Uber Eats. And when Uber launched Uber Eats, it was like this would happen, this would happen, this would happen. But now Uber Eats is already sold. And now Uber is trying to sell the India business. By the way, the situation of Ola is also not as good as we have of Uber. Ola India is also firing people. So March 2022, Ola fired near about 2,200 people. And according to Bhavesh, the CEO of Ola, the appraisals are on hold, the hikes are on hold, and he might be cutting a good quantity of the people. It is in the public domain. Uber is trying to sell the Uber India business. Common sense, Uber India, Ola India, they both are in losses. You cannot run the business in losses for long. You are supposed to be profitable. Of course, they both got the funding from the venture capitalist and the private equity firms. The venture capitalist and the private equity firms listed in Nasdaq. They thought the idiocy would continue and the stock price might be touching 200, 300, probably 500. But it's been 2.5 years, Uber is below the listing price and still incurring the losses. Now, Unacademy. I hope you've been watching IPL, Indian Premier League, in which many teams, many players are participating. And, there are around 60 plus matches we have in IPL at the different designated places. But during the whole IPL, my focus was, in fact, I never got a time to watch the complete IPL, let it be honest. I always watch 3 or 4 matches. That's it, maximum. And that too 10-15 minutes each because I don't have time to watch. But whenever I watch, I focus on how many loss-making startups are, I would say, investing heavily in the Indian Premier League. 2 loss-making startups which I noticed is the Byju's and number 2 is the Unacademy. Although I don't mean to say that they are the only loss-making startups who did participated in IPL. There were many loss-making startups who participated in the IPL also. Now, if I compare Unacademy, then according to the public information, Unacademy cut around 1,000 jobs. Around 1,000 jobs in 2 phases. Having said that, there are various articles we have in public domain who somehow, I would say, saying that this figure is more than 1,200. Figures are disputed. But having said that, one thing which is really very, very clear is that 1,000 plus jobs being cut by the Unacademy. And now you guys know what is the news which is coming about the Unacademy. I call this shameful news. Unacademy is stopping the complimentary meals of the employees in all offices. So what is complimentary meal? Complimentary meal means you go to office around 9 a.m., 9:30, whatever time. You get a breakfast. And probably in the lunch time, you get a lunch. Generally, companies issue coupons for lunch. So in your salary, the coupon is part and parcel of that. You get a coupon, 30 rupees, 40 rupees coupon, you can say. Like during my days, it used to be 40 rupees when I was working. You give this coupon and you get the food. So it is around 20-25 coupons are there for per month because companies include Saturdays also. And then in the evening you get tea, some snacks, probably samosa or maybe different snacks, whatever you have. And in the night, the people, those who are staying late, they get the dinner also. Throughout the day, companies provide the tea via vending machines. Some companies have their separate tea vendor. They bring tea from the outside and give to employees. So different people have different, ways of working. Now, Unacademy is stopping the complimentary meals given to the employees. Now, try and understand this. This may be a small news for many people, but for corrupt media of India, this is an evidence that till what extent the Indian media is corrupt. Stopping complimentary meals means you have reduced to a level whereby you left with no option. And this is a reason you are stopping the complimentary meals. Common sense. This is the reason. One side, our corrupt media claim that Unacademy is a unicorn. Unicorn means a company with a valuation of 1 billion plus. Other side, Unacademy never claims profit. On year-on-year basis, Unacademy is in losses. Accounting wise, there is a concept called IND AS 1 and IFRS also having a concept called going concern. We need to see how come auditors can give Unacademy a going concern certificate, which means a company who is incurring losses on year-on-year basis, how can this company be a going concern company? This is the number one. Very important thing is a company on paper claims to be a unicorn and claims to spend a huge amount of money in IPL. Of course, common sense is that if you are doing advertisement in IPL, Indian Premier League, then it won't be, I would say, 5,000, 10,000 rupees advertisement, because IPL is such a huge platform. Like this year, when BCCI, Board of Control of India, the Board of Cricket Control of India, when they advertised, this digital rights of the IPL, they got somewhere 42,000 crore rupees from different players who did participate. So common sense prevails, which means the advertisement rights which is given up by BCCI during the IPL is definitely not 5,000 to 10,000 rupees. It's a huge money, which by the way they are shelling. So for IPL, Unacademy having money. Okay. But for employees, 1,000 employees being cut out. Number one. Number two, now their complimentary meals are gone. So common sense is if complimentary meals are gone, it means promotions, increments, appraisals, probably rewards, they are also going. It's a common sense, because if you are stopping complimentary meals, it clearly means you are stopping this also. So common sense is if you are stopping complimentary meals, you won't be giving a promotion, you won't be giving a hike of 10%, 15%, 20%, something like this. This is the exact face of the startup model of India, which is now coming in the picture. Now, whether this is Unacademy, whether this is Nikia, whether this is Car Trade, whether this is Zomato, Paytm, Policy Bazaar, Delivery, Oyo, Ola, or you name it, almost every startup is facing the same reality. Almost every startup is facing the same reality. According to a public information, in next 6 months, which is July to December, 50,000 people asked to step down from the startups. I'm not saying this, it is a public figures. Some HR based forum did this research and they said that in another 6 months, which is second half of 2022, 50,000 more people would ask to step down. This is what we titled as a startup model of India. But what is the hard reality? The hard reality is not a single media channel, newspaper, magazine, regulator dare to speak that a company who claims to be a unicorn is now cutting complimentary meals. But they have the money to spare in the IPL. We are living in the time when, to be honest, the strongest pillar of democracy, which is called media, is highly corrupt. And I again confirm that when I say media, I always refer to the business media. I never speak about politics. I never speak about with this party is doing this party is doing this party is doing this. That's not my role. I'm not interested in these things. The business media is so corrupt that things are now coming to reality, which is called movement of truth in English, movement of truth. But the business media is reluctant to speak on this because they are aware. They are clearly aware that if they're going to be speaking, then people would be asking the same questions that you are the one who gave unicorn title to these companies. Do you know, guys, there is a company called Chingari. Chingari is an app. I hope that you must have you've been to this app. Chingari having a coin called Gari, Gari. According to the public information, Gari collected 750 crores, 750 crores at the time of the launch. One Bollywood celebrity was also involved in this. And you know how India works, that whenever you see a Bollywood celebrity, people just buy anything. And majority of the Bollywood celebrities are doing it for money. We have seen n amount of times. Now the value of the same Gari coin, where the investors invested a huge amount of money, is available at throwaway prices. Throwaway prices. And people are losing money heavily. Now, is this Bollywood celebrity who promoted Gari, is he's going to be taking the responsibility of that? Not at all. He's not going to take a responsibility. He got his endorsement fees. He did that. He went away and people lost it. Ranveer Singh and many other Bollywood celebrities promoted crypto. At the end, what had happened? To conclude the long story, we are living in a fake world. I repeat, fake world. And when we are living in a fake world, we need to understand that we are supposed to be knowledgeable. Because if we are not knowledgeable, then people are here to fraud us. I have seen numerous instances now in my life, which is Zomato, Paytm, Policy Bazaar, Nikea, Uber, Peloton, Robinhood Inc., one EV maker, Rivian, now this Gari coin, now crypto exchanges, crypto lending. I have seen ample of cases in my life. Not life is a wrong word. In the last 1 year, when these things hyped like boom, they hyped like boom, but at the end, they all went on the floor. And investors lost heavily. Media, regulator, policymakers, newspapers, magazines, journals, everyone simply watched like a Gandhi ji ke teen bandar, which is we don't speak, we don't listen, and we do not see. And if you're thinking this is the end of the show, then wait for the time being. The show is on. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. You knew my personal number, 9899